Yeah, but a good place to start is for one to start to notice that you have a desire, okay, and it comes into your awareness. I wish. Oh, you see a butterfly at a distance, and then you have a desire to see a butterfly like that, even bigger, really up close, and in a manner in which you can really observe it, kind of peacefully, and it just doesn't fly away. And the next thing it could be the next time you go to the forest, there is such a butterfly that shows up. Okay. I call it the butterfly that doesn't want to leave.
Well, and you can take that a little bit too far, because then you get your mind involved and you lose the wonder of the now, of just appreciating that being in its space and that it chose to experience itself, its energy with you. And so that is the connection which is more important than, knowing that you do create all of this.
Yeah. But the point I'm trying to make, Ray, is this really. It's
Thank
hard
you.
for people to believe that they manifest everything. But it's a simple step to start realizing how you're manifesting very specific little things that may be a little outside of the range of your original visualization. Okay. So that's how I gave the example of the butterfly. And I have had many such experiences. I may have had a desire at some point. Recently I had a desire. I always have good experiences with dragonflies, but I wish I would see like a bigger one, or something like that. Then 3, 4 weeks, one of them almost hit me in the face. It was this big, you know. So uh, my point is that those things are the hints that we are indeed creating our reality. Okay. And in the case of the butterfly or the dragonfly that I just expressed, and there are many other things that one can, if one pay attention, I was conscious about the fact that I had a desire for it. And so when it showed up, I said, it's connected to the desire in some way. I couldn't maybe visualize that it would be exactly like that. Well, the one that I saw was multicolor. It was just iridescence. It was just beyond my imagination, for example. But the point is that these things will start bringing us into the reality of what we are. Okay. That we essentially are manifesting everything in our experience. Well, but it's not this conscious thing that we have here. It's the many layers of what we are that are doing that. And that's where that thing about the belief systems and people say, well, I got this belief system. Well, okay, you saw the surface of that belief system and you think that you have just, did something and you kind of extracted. That belief system has many, 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 many layers. And those layers are going to start pushing themselves up, but not at the same moment that you work with that belief system. They come a little later and a little later. And you said, wow, I didn't realize I believed something that would that like that. And you realize you did. Okay. That's the things are just popping out. Anyway, I think Jennifer
Jennifer
wants
wants
to
to
say
talk.
something. Yeah. There's some people that
Yes.
want to talk about
Uh,
things.
if I may, I'll answer Angie's question. Yes, you're going to attract those beliefs to you. Sometimes we walk around and think it feels like everything is in my face. Well, it is, the energies that you're carrying, the things that you hold on to, they are going to come face to face with you because that is your way of shining light on them and addressing them and releasing what needs to be released, allowing what needs to be flow to flow, what you want to flow. It's all your choice. It's hard. Manifesting is so hard to wrap your head around because it requires our action. It does. It's going to require us to move when we need to move and maybe retreat when we need to retreat. Um, it's the universe, everything, all that is going to put everything in front of you that is for your growth, for your learning, for your experience. So, yes, false beliefs can create and manifest within your reality because it's letting you know it's an opportunity. Is this serving me any longer? Maybe it's not. Maybe it is for a little while, it's going to be your choice on how you want to move forward with that. But what I was going to say is about channeling and things. The common thing I hear, I want to channel, but I don't know how, or I can't, or I'm not as good as so and so, or I don't have the same connections as so and so. Drop all of that. Drop all of that. You are you. You are always in connection. You just don't believe you are. There's a lot of self-doubt that happens, a lot of self-doubt that occurs. Was that me? Was that a being? It's all you. It is. It's all you. You're experiencing it. The fact that you're here, if you want to channel, you're going to channel. You just have to move and say, yes, I'm going to do it. Ray is here encouraging everybody. Everyone's here encouraging everybody. Allow it to flow through and don't second guess. It is you. It is all you. And we have different classifications of beings, different states of, where we feel we need to be, but right where you're at is perfect. It's fine. It's wonderful. My spirit team is constantly at me lately saying everything is now, everything is here. There is the idea of separation is gone. It's gone. And it's either you're going to believe that or not. I mean, it's your choice on where you want to move with that. If you say, I want to channel, but I'm not ready. Okay, you're not ready. That's okay. Maybe you will be one day. Maybe you have other gifts, other areas that you want to share. But everything that you do by your existence is wonderful and perfect. And the idea of my vibration isn't high enough and things like that, let that go because there doesn't, there is no hierarchy. There is no idea. The ideas that we've been holding on to for a long time about these things, they're going away. The language is going to change. It's already changing. We're talking about where you need to move higher, higher, higher. We're all remembering because we already have, we already are. Even the idea of open contact, what is this? This is open contact. I love how the hybrid children reference the dates. Why are we connected to that? Why? Right now. Right now. You want to bring it into the now? It's now. It's here. We're communicating with all kinds of beings through channels, through yourselves. Those little thoughts that you're getting in your head, it's coming from you. You are connected just by being here in this time. You chose to come here in this time, and you're here for a reason. And there's no rush. Take your journey as it comes. It's all beautiful. It's all wonderful. Enjoying the creation right here, right now. And if there's something within your reality, in your creation that you want to change, you are the one that's going to be able to do that. You're the one that's going to have to do it. Who else is going to do it for you? So, just believe that you can, believe that you will if you really want to. And maybe you don't want to. It's okay. It's all okay. So thank you. I just wanted to share that.
Beautiful,
Thank you,
Jennifer.
Jennifer.
So
You're amazing.
the Soy
We
wants
love
to talk about confirmation bias or something of that sort. Soy?
Hi, thank you. Yeah, I want, I actually, I just have this thought that I want to just get out. Annie, I was thinking about Annie's, I'm thinking to say mild impatience about disclosure. I know there's a lot of people in the group excited about disclosure and, first contact. I should say first contact, not disclosure. That's completely the wrong word. So first contact. I just listened to Brian Scott reading the 12 Deep Creators today, talking about reasons why we're seeing that Atlas 3D. And one of the things they mentioned was that it's a lot of people now are thinking about, what would I think if I saw a spaceship in the sky? So I feel like there's like millions of people thinking about stuff just from that Atlas 3D. I'm sorry, am I saying that it's Atlas I or 3i Atlas? You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, I'm not good on details, but so yes, I just wanted to. I think that's good. I think we should be excited about that. That's a good thing that we're moving forward. And in terms of the confirmation bias, yes, the hybrid children say belief comes first. You can believe something that's not real, but if you believe it, that's your reality. So so yes, that's really a thing. You can I mean that's what we're all doing, and that's what we're all breaking out of. I mean, there's that glass case of emotion meme joke. It's true. We all create these things around us and make things look a certain way, and they're not necessarily true. They're not necessarily true. And Angie, it's lovely that you're here. You're helping us all grow, and with your sharing and everything, and all the new people that came and everything. George was here. He's more of a kind of digest everything, and then but there'll be a time he'll have a question or something. But he is here in spirit with you in his big heart. I can hear him. He's actually making pizza in the kitchen, so he's yelling. I don't know what he's saying, but it's all good. He sends love. I'll just interpret it as that. Thank you so much.
Love to George. He's going to make you happy with that pizza too. That was good. I guess I could say a little something about, again, adding to Angie's question. And I'm going to do a metaphor. It's not a perfect metaphor. No, it's not. The metaphor has to do with the algorithms that are used to hook you on the internet. When you go, to a site and you take a look at some product, and then later you're going to find that there is a system that passes all that data, and you are in another site, whatever that may be, and they put an ad that is exactly for the product that you were looking 2 days ago, or what have you. So that is one of the mechanisms in which the universe feed to you that which you are putting out. It's very similar to the way that it really is energetically, basically. You're putting something out, and you're going to be fed more of that, and it's going to get amplified if you take another look at it and another look at it. The old Seth things apply. Where attention goes, energy goes. And one can then be part of these things that are called, some people call them pendulums, energetic pendulums. Are big systems of energies. And they exclude everything that doesn't fit in that, simply because where attention goes, energy goes. And so that works for positive things. It works for negative things. It works for things that are, not positive or negative. They're just states of confusion.
And I still have that song, Feel It, still going through my head.
So Angie's asking a lot of questions. Angie, would you like to come and speak a little, or do you just want to?
She must type awful fast.
Yeah, well, she's
Or text.
typing them. No, you're shy. Okay, well, let's see. I don't want to be the one answers all these questions, but I'm going to read it and see if I can. The synchronicities are real or fake beliefs. Who wants to take that question? There's people here in this audience that can take that question. Yeah, there you are. Go for it.
Okay. Every belief is real. Even if what you're referring to as false, that's you realizing that that is not something you want to believe in anymore. It's a real belief because it's occurring and it's something that you have. But if you're calling it false, that's the language you're using. That means you don't want it anymore. It's something that maybe was taught to you, something you felt was something. They all beliefs serve us for a time. For whatever reason, we chose that belief to serve us, maybe throughout our lives, maybe for a short time, maybe for a sense of security, sense of comfort. But the fact that you're discerning between what you perceive as being a real or a false belief, that is your journey with that. If you believe that this is a false belief, I feel this is a false belief, then that just means you don't want it anymore. You're ready to move beyond it. The synchronicity is always being positive in appearance. I would sit with that because sometimes we may come across something, crosses our path, and we feel that sounds like a good idea. That sounds like a good pathway to take. That's something that's going to lead me to wherever you want to be. And I like to call these, in my culture, we have Coyote, who is a trickster. Now, a trickster is not a negative thing. It's just something that can lead you to a path that you need to experience for a certain purpose, sometimes in order to come back around and view it from a different way, sometimes to go and experience that because you're going to learn from it regardless. You're going to see, hey, I tried this and it wasn't for me. Well, that's beautiful. That's wonderful. It's going to lead you back around. So, um, Bashar and Ray has used the term permission slip. That's a good term. These positive appearances that you're following, and then you feel they're misleading you, that is a permission slip you're granting yourself to go and learn and discern that for yourself. I went and I chose this because I felt like it was calling to me. Turned out that, oh, that that wasn't resonating with me. That's not what I want. Well, that's a beautiful thing. That's part of the learning journey, figuring it out and for yourself instead of what somebody is telling you. I mentioned earlier, there's less pressure when it's yourself because there's no boss. It's you, leading yourself. Tricksters, not loving that. Um, huh, a nicer way. Well, yeah, just ask. Zoe's right. Um, Sometimes in my experience, I've learned that the universe kind of has to do things to shake me. If I won't move myself, they're going to move me. So, getting yourself more into your own flow. And sometimes also we have to realize that we may not know the reason, but we did choose certain challenges for the purpose of learning things and experiencing them. We don't always know the answer to that. I don't know the answer for a lot of mine. I have no idea. I just know that I'm on a continuing journey of healing that and trying to navigate through all of that to experience the joy and everything that I know is here and that we're all worthy of. So, knowing that you are worthy of a nicer journey, you don't have to go through the hell and the high water, so to speak, is something that you can continue to remind yourself. I want a clear path that's right for me. You have set that intention, focus on that intention. And it doesn't mean that things might not come in to challenge you in that way of facing something that maybe you want to release, but you're not ready to, or it's something, some past experience. These things are all happening, and we can really bring anything into our now. We just might have to take some winding roads to get there. I hope that helps a little anyway.
Does anybody want to add anything to that?
Yeah, Jennifer's amazing because 5 months ago she would not ever talk in a crowd. And now she's the leader. She's the leader of her clan. She's the leader of her family. She's stepped up in my group, our group, I should say. I don't want to be selfish. And I'm doing a really good job of not talking to let other voices come through, which is rare. Oh my gosh, I'm patting myself on the back and my arm's getting sore from doing it so often because I'm so deserving. And Angie, thank you for coming and being interested in that growth and hearing it from multiple voices. And that alone takes courage. And I love you too, Jennifer. Thank you. Feel it still. Do, 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 do.
We have Ray and I are the ones that have been here for a long time.
And so you got to interrupt if you want to be heard in this group.
Yeah, you can add a little comment,
Okay,
or a
I'll
big
add a
comment.
short
That's
one.
fine.
I just wanted to add, this is for Angie. I hope this doesn't come across as patronizing because I'm going to try and make it as simple as possible. But you get what you focus on, and if you focus on a lack of something, then that's what you're going to get. I mean, if you're like, I really want money, I don't have any money, I really want it, but I don't have any money, the universe just hears, oh, this person is sending out a frequency of not having any money, so they'll just give you more money. So you have to change your frequency to I feel rich. So if you feel like it's not easy and you're not getting the signs that you want, you have to believe that you can make it easy. So whatever you have to, like the hybrid children says, belief comes first. So whatever you want to happen in your life, start working on how can I believe this. So I hope that's not patronizing, and well, I'll just shut up now. So thank you. It was a lovely night, really lovely.
You're welcome.
I'll say,
I just wanted to make a comment in general. I was going to say that Ray and I have been here a long time, and this group started being slightly a different group, and in that other group where it started, and Ray was, one that co-started with a channeler. In that group, when that sort of transition into members of the group beginning to channel, that's what happened. Just by coming to the sessions and a few things they did on the side, and they got a reading, and somebody like famous, like maybe Bashar, told them, yeah, there's some being that wants to, and they did whatever they needed to do. So when the original channeler basically couldn't continue, and we were looking for, okay, what do we do? Somebody says, I've been practicing. Can I give it a try? Because I know you guys, and, we're already familiar. So that's how, the whole thing. So it's been a place of nurturing, basically. And at that point, I don't think that Ray was channeling in any of these forms at all.
Nope. That was September of 2024.
Exactly. So from there to everything that happened thereafter, and so was it only one person that, no, it wasn't. There were others that, were part of that group, and they started channeling. Okay. And then Ray did it, and then he started passing on the technique that was handed to him to connect to Pleiadians. And then he worked with some people, and we have somebody here earlier, Heidi, Ray worked closely with her for a short period of time, relatively speaking. Again, somebody that was ultra shy, Angie. These are very shy people. Nobody came here and I didn't talk at the beginning. Oh my God, Ray is the one that talked all the time. I wouldn't say nothing. See what happens? Just by coming. Just by
I know I learned how to shut
immersed.
up. Oh.
Well, you have no, well, we'll leave it at that. Yeah.
And thank you.
Anything.
Well, but people don't have a place where they can practice, but that's what we're here for.
This is a place to practice when you're ready. It is a place to practice.
It's as like it says on our Facebook page, it's a safe platform for the exploration and sharing of personal gifts.
Yeah.
And
so
you can't get this energy elsewhere.
Well, there may be some other places we just don't know about it. And
Not our
I don't
energy.
think they're easy to come, and you're already here, so don't search no more.
No,
It's okay. Everybody, has their own experience. A manifestation is a tricky thing, isn't it? You guys are manifesting things, isn't it a tricky thing? Because consciously, logically, you're trying to manifest this thing here that's very beautiful. But subconsciously, you have layers of belief systems that prevent you from getting that. One of them is called money. There are layers and layers of belief systems things that you heard from the time that you were a little person, from your parents, we can't buy that. You can't have that. You're not a rich person. That costs way too much. You're going, that's outside of our means. That's outside of your means. All kinds of things have been built, and you got to work with them. You got to dissolve them sufficiently so they don't obstruct you. Like some belief systems could be, hey, if you make a lot of money, you lose yourself in it, or that's not spiritual to do it this way, or da. Okay? Or I can't charge because, that was just God given. It just came to me. I'm a healer, but I can heal, but I can't really charge very much because, that's free, Whatever the belief systems are that are embedded inside of you are working against you. Even though you're saying, well, I want that, I want this, I should be able to do this or that. And you can, but those other things are working against you. And energy works with the rules of energy. This is a basic rule of energy. Accumulation of energy is what makes energy be. And if you spend, 20 minutes a day and you're doing your manifestation thing and you do a great meditation, you build this huge thing. You got it. It's a big one. Well, you better maintain it in big state. Because the minute you go into the world and some things trigger some of your belief systems, whether you realize it or not, you're letting some of those things deflate the big energy ball that you created. And it may be possible that you don't have one, that you thought that you created. Okay? And you have to go kind of back to square one. And then you go around and you find yourself with these inexplicable things that happen. Okay? I am saying this, and I'm not trying to tell you that, I know I master this kind of stuff. No. I have noticed all of this. And so there's a little less I got to get a little less mind involved in all of these things. Much less of this. They say this cannot solve your issues. Very true. I didn't believe it. I tried as hard as I could. I used to be. They told me I had a pretty decent intelligence, and I went to school and I got this degree and whatever. That doesn't solve much. That's not the way, particularly, to deal with these kinds of things. What is the best way that I have found? It's sort of like one of them would be the shamanic way. There's no mind in it. Today, we had one here in the first session. I'm going to call that first session a cosmic shamanic energy came and did shamanic work from very high level vibrations that we are basically ascribing to an incredible, which is really a part of us because everything is in us. Okay, that's a tough pill to swallow. I understand, but think of it from the point of view that we experience a healing, and if we allow us to be in it, it quenches the mind and it quenches the fears and it quenches the doubts. It does. And to have, right now, you will have a resource in that first session, and there'd be things that you come across that, you get to a good place. You know that you're resonating with them. Keep using them and keep your mind away from why does this work? Why does that? Keep it away. The minute that it intrudes, it breaks the pattern of healing. Just my opinion.
There's a lot of wisdom in that guy. I'm so glad he lets it out from time to time.
Occasionally, I got to talk, remember?
Occasionally,
yeah. For good or for bad, it doesn't really matter.
Oh, it's all for good.
Because everybody makes a choice. The choice is, what do I resonate and what I don't resonate? Nobody has to buy anything. What's inside of you is inside of you. And you do not have to seek any agreement with anybody about what's inside of you. But you are the authority over you, and you better be responsible to yourself. So we don't fool ourselves too much. We're always going to fool ourselves because we're the last ones to want to see what's in us. Anyway, an opinion also, please.
Can you feel it still?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is a really good song, too.
Yeah, the song, I played the song a little while ago, the one that you sang, Jennifer. It's good.
Oh, I was talking about, yeah, that one's good, too.
Portugal,
but
the man.
Yeah.
And I thought about playing it, but then I'll get dinged by YouTube again for copyright violation. So
Yeah,
can't do that.
I'll
YouTube.
share it with people.
Yeah. Well, you just put the link, and people can play it at their own leisure. Or we create a video that basically says big for educational purposes only. And in accordance to section whatever of the copyright law, we can do it. We're not making any money off of it. It's for education. Anyway,
What fun.
it is.
Would any of the new people like to chime in?
And it's open mic. Psst. Anybody can chime in.
And you don't have to, but just know that I'm going to ask. Anita, please.
Well, actually, I have a question for Christine. You had shared a little earlier that you were going through quite a bit of energy in the last 3 days. Can you expound on that?
I'll try. I'll try, but it's been hard because I haven't even reached out to people that I would normally share stuff with because I'm still trying to figure it out. It's just like a lot of flashbacks of memories of things, but then I'm getting flashes of future memories, and
Cool.
not like I'm really questioning myself anymore, but I feel like I've pulled back from spending time with people that I should be spending time with. And I was kind of fighting with myself to say it's okay to just take this time for you. Like, you don't need to feel like you need to spend time with this person and give them your energy. But it's a lot of inner talk to myself for me to just be okay with just doing nothing.
Mhm.
But I feel like I'm doing a little too much of nothing, a little too much of the meditating and the all Brian's stuff and
Mhm.
my own stuff. It just seems like it's all a lot, but I love it. I just love it. And I feel like that's when my real true self comes out, is when I am practicing this and sharing this stuff. But it's like a whole new version of myself that I'm still getting used to even seeing and sharing. It's really weird.
And before we get to sparkling, one of the things that you said, Christine, which I'd like you to focus on, is that you said you think you're doing too much of that. Not go with what you feel, not
Mm,
what you think,
right,
just as a little reminder.
right. Yeah,
And
I do have to be more careful with my words and how I express
Mhm.
stuff.
Yep, it's a progress,
Yep.
We've all
Thank
been there. Thank you.
Sparkling can ask a question if she wants.
I was just trying to process what you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
And if I understand right, you're saying like trying to earn money or something, like using the mind doesn't work. We have to go with what resonates with us. Did I
Well,
get that right?
you got some of it right. I'm going to put it in a slightly different context, and I'm going to give you somebody you can go to and get more detail. Two kinds of intelligences are required to make money. Okay, one of them is your financial intelligence. You better know where you put your money, or who to give it to. Okay, that's financial intelligence. The other one is emotional intelligence. You need both of them. And where we are typically very much at fault is emotional intelligence. We don't need to know as much as you think in terms of financial intelligence, just to have at least some bearings. Okay. But we tend to spend all the time searching for that and giving our trust to people that, oh, this is an expert, they know what to do. But our emotionality is the final thing that creates the possibility of the opportunity. Really, first of all, We have to do it, and we have to. Everything has a process, and if we're going to be dying of anxiety, for example, that's going to create some big issues. And if the outcome, you have to invest your heart in the outcome. Your passion has to come into the picture, or else. And so, if your passions get polluted by thoughts that you have of doubt that are often coming from this is not right, this is, that's not right, I shouldn't do it this way. All of those things are controlling the energetic ball that you need to have with great clarity that you're throwing into the universe to get this done. So you got to research, you got to go through both of these things. Recently, man, you can go very fancy, and analyzing all of this stuff, or you can go more simple. Okay, so I'll give you from my perspective, simple. Nothing is really simple, by the way. Things may appear to be simple, but they're not easy. Right? Thank you, Ray. So, Ken Honda, find him on YouTube. Easy guy to talk about some of these things and to change some outlooks. But you have to do your own digging inside of you for what could be belief systems that you have that are stopping you from that you should have or want to have. Anyway, I'm just another person in the same journey.
Thank you for that. It was freezing up, so I shut my video down.
It's okay.
But it is something that I've been really trying to figure out, and I'm just not really sure which way to turn anymore. Because I do think that there's beliefs behind it, and I've been trying to work on them. But it's like sometimes I just get overwhelmed because I'm trying to figure it out on my own.
Okay. So the next thing I'm going to refer you to, I'll have to figure out which is a good Brian Scott meditation, in which he actually hits a whole bunch of belief systems that I didn't think I had. And when I listen to the meditation, I say, holy shit, I do have some of that stuff in me, and so it's a process of discovery. And you're not going to discover it just reading a little book here or just twiddling your thumbs. You can't, Again, you're trying to discover it in a way in which your mind is too involved, and your mind and your feelings have a game. It's called your psyche. Okay? Your mind thinks something and then immediately says, this is the way it should be. And then soon after that, it said, but it could go that way. And then an emotional reaction say, oh my God, if it goes that way, I'm destroyed, And the bad feeling immediately lowers your capacity to intellectually analyze the situation. You're already in bad path. You're already what I call unstable as you let that grow. In engineering, we call that an unstable loop. You know why it's unstable? Because the more that we think it, the more that some of those emotions come into the picture. The emotions get a little bigger, and we think more negative possibilities, and we give more value to the negative possibilities, which creates more of these bad things that we think. And it just grows, and we are a ball of confusion at best. At best. Okay? It destroys our IQ. Whatever somebody thinks their IQ is, they do a test, you're very intelligent. You have 148 or whatever it could be, or you're a genius. Just get him on a nervous situation. It drops like a rock. The more altered your emotional state is, you become a moron. Excuse me. I'm talking about myself, It's what I've experienced it. But this is also science. This is the science that they don't talk about. I mean, how many people really have, sat down, the ones that have ever gone to a psychiatrist or psychologist or whatever, have they really gotten to the level of understanding these basic mechanics? This is science. Okay? You can plot your IQ with your emotionality, and it just drops like a. You know how I know that? I learned that when I was a kid, like 12, 13 years old. And my parents were doing a construction in the house, and therefore there's an area of the house that had been exposed. And, the construction people put some boards or whatever. One night, my father was out of town. My sister, my mother, and I were there. And there was a man in there trying to get in. All of a sudden, I couldn't, my mother, my sister, and myself, we couldn't even dial the phone. Okay, those were rotary phones. Remember those? For some of you that, so you actually had to, you couldn't even dial the phone. You were so, no intelligence whatsoever. That was my first experience with that. Okay? 3 people, and we were nearly paralyzed until I did something primitive. I was like 13 years old, and they had given me a baseball bat that was a size 33, the biggest thing that they had, and it was the fat 33. And I got that thing, and I didn't go outside to meet the guy. No, what I did is I banged a metal window, and it creates a big bang. Instinctively, because I wasn't really thinking, all I could say is, maybe he can become scared too. And he disappeared. Okay? I have we were uncontrollable for the next hour. We called the police and all of that, and the police showed up, and by the time they show up, they would have killed you. It's, that's the truth of the matter. But anyway, my point was that for hours after that, we were out of our wits. And in a smaller scale, that's what happens when you activate these little fears and this high level of anxieties. And when one of these things ripples through you, you think it, you create more. Oh, because the mind is really good. The mind is it's a computational thing. It's just trying to analyze something. That's why we say, and it makes a lot of sense to me now. I used to hear and say, what the hell does that really mean? Only the heart knows. There's a brain in the heart, and that's the one that knows. It's not the brain, the logical mind. The logical mind has to be given specific tasks, and it can be very good at it. But if you let it be the one that rules you, listen, I'm an engineer. For a long time in my life, if I could not analyze it logically, I never got done. So let me describe my first 30-some years of my life. I never got anything really done. It was not done properly, ever. Okay? I thought I was doing it right, but there was so much that I didn't think or knew. That's the better word, that I really didn't know. Because I had been ignoring what my heart was trying to tell me. Your heart knows. That's where you're in the seat of your intuition. It's somewhere in not the physical heart. I say this, you understand what I'm saying. Okay? It's in the feeling nature. Everything is in the feeling nature. Okay? Anyway. And it's a struggle. Sparkling is a struggle.
Only if you believe it is.
It takes a while to believe, not for it to be a struggle.
breath.
Everybody has to master that. Okay? And so I with great compassion, I say, I want to anybody that it's not easy. Okay? Until it is somewhat easy. But you're still going to have these demons that show up every once in a while. You go through cycles, and you showed up again. Okay. But you get stronger, at it, basically. So anyway, again.
Could you send me links to those suggestions?
Sure. Ray, you can do the talking now. I'll go get the links.
If you believe something is hard, it's hard. If you believe something is easy, it's easy. If you believe it will flow, it will flow. If you believe you're never going to be able to do that, good luck trying to get it done. Watch your words. They create. You have a word wand. It is magic. It does whatever you tell it. So if you envision yourself and you're like, money just flows to me, and that's your thought, and you don't have anything that's conflicting that, then guess what happens? Oh my gosh. And sometimes, we do have these lessons, which, my car died. I didn't have enough money for it, but I'm like, I know I'm going to find the right car for me, and I know it's going to manifest. And even if I didn't have any cash, and all of a sudden, gee, all of the money magically showed up right when the right car became available. And I didn't have to earn it. I had to receive it. Now, I've had a few more days practice at this than you have, Sparkling, but that doesn't mean that you can't do that. It's just going in and doing the work and finding out, where did this lack belief come from? Where did this unworthiness belief come from? Where did this 3D thinking, which does not resolve anything, because it's all resolved in spirit, in thought. And that changes what we manifest. See what the dog said?
Exactly.
Thank you, Christine, for letting your dog come through and talk to us.
Right. Did you hear what he said?
He said it doesn't have to be rough.
That's right. It doesn't have to be rough.
That's a good point. I also think that our own ideas about our own self-worth is really it's a huge part of it, because we often don't accept ourselves where we're at, which causes us to form a belief of, I'm not worthy to get what I want for whatever reason. There could be multiple reasons. And there are also sometimes the blame associated with our beliefs is something that can be a hindrance as well. I'm going to blame my parents for teaching me this or raising me this way. I'm going to blame this person or that person. That's going to just it's going to keep it to you. You're holding on to it. It's trying to go away and you're like yelling back at it and bringing it back. So none of this is, I mean, it is simple, but it isn't, there are so many different methods and ways of doing it. And sorry about my husband munching chips in the background. Um, there's so many different ways and different pathways to healing that we need to take, or that we are available for us to take. And it's a matter of realizing that we are worthy of that. We are worthy of receiving. It's a very, very, it's, I don't know why, but sometimes it's not easy to love ourselves. And that is something that we need to say. Our language needs to change. I love myself. Look in the mirror and say it. Some people can't even do that. I am worthy of this. I am worthy. I am connected. I already am. Putting yourself in that space where you already are, you already have it, and you don't lack is something that I would recommend doing.
It's time for some Wanda wisdom, because she has lots of stuff to share with us, and she's just been soaking it all in, and it's time that she soaks some out, if you'd be so kind. It's still an option.
It's a tempting option. I'm just enjoying the wisdom and just being able to be here with you all. And I spent a lot of time avoiding people because they seem to be in whatever that 3D thing is. And I just want to stay in a place where I feel good about life and myself, particularly, and the vibes are happy. I think it's just where people are happy. So it's just nice being here and enjoying the conversation, the vibe, and the love. And yeah, thanks, Lise.
Wanda, you're one
Thank
of
you.
us.
And I'm the whole just the idea of channeling. It's odd because I was thinking earlier that I think I channel when I write, and I was thinking earlier I wanted to write. I never got to it, but this, yeah, I probably should have, or that's why I'm here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
If you're interested, let me know.
Well, and you have this link, and we also meet on Thursdays, and we can provide that link as well. But you have this link, and this doesn't change, unless whatever we don't. Maybe some night we're not here, or special events that will be different. But at the moment, we don't have that schedule. So you have that, and
Except on Thanksgiving.
yeah, Thanksgiving. There's a different time for the
6 o'clock
yeah, 6
Central,
o'clock.
7 Eastern.
Yeah.
For open invitation. And this open invitation will be different because I'm only allowing beings to come in who will do Q&A.
Yeah, they don't. Some of the members right now here, they don't know what you mean by open invitation. So,
Yeah, well, basically for open invitation, the Pleiadians just funnel people in, or not people, beings. And it is a wide variety of energies. I mean, just on the last one, we had a water being that came in and freaked out because they had never been on land and they had never experienced air before. And they lasted less than 15 seconds and they had to get the hell out. And it freaked out, and it was not that good of it was a little uncomfortable for me because that energy came through. And then we got to talk to a spirit being came in that helps people shed their physical identity after they die. And that was their whole role. They didn't aspire really to be anything else. They were happy in that role. They were timeless in it. And then we had some angelic form which came in and shared love with us. And we had um, a winged being who wasn't physical. And they're like, you know what? You consider them, in 3D terms, they're angelic or they're birds, but there are other types of winged beings. And that's just an energy. It's just expressed in your form as things with wings. And it's just a wide variety, and they come in one after the other. And it's strange for me. And there was an avian being that came in and they didn't understand that they had to speak because everything, look at Christina Anna, she's laughing because she remembers. And it was because they only communicated in movement. And so they're pecking out all of these messages. And it just looked like me just having a little bit of a minor seizure. And then the USAL had to come in and say, yeah, they didn't understand that they had to vocalize on this. So
so you were pecking the whole time?
yeah.
Yeah.
What was that?
On that note, do you not think it might be a bit unfair? Like, if there are beings that have love and they just want to come in and say hi and go again, should they not be able to do it? Because
Well,
you would only allow beings with Q&A, but I think that's a bit unfair.
okay, you're allowed. But, there are beings lined up. And if they want to get in, they have to pay the price of admission. That's the way I look at it. And I've never had that constraint before. And there was a being who came in just to get a couple of breaths and then they left because they had never been human. And they wanted to see, they were like, you guys don't understand how precious this breath thing is.
Yeah, but you see, through those few seconds, you got to experience this and share it with us, and this adds to our perspectives and it expands our awareness of what is. And I think that's really valuable, no?
It is, but there are other things that are valuable too, right? Like sharing and not just experiencing. And like, can you imagine if the Lyrans, when they came in and they wouldn't have talked to you? And, that was freaking amazing, talking about cats being their agents. And,
Yeah.
that and they got upset because humans allow them to multiply, and it causes misery and suffering because they cannot fully express what they would like to do, and so many of them end up in cages. And it was like, it runs the gamut, and whatever comes in comes in. We'll see what happens. But yeah, and they normally run for 90 minutes or 2 hours. So, but who knows how long it'll go, but it'll be interesting.
So on that occasion, be new beings that are going to show up, unpredictable. Okay, for them and for us.
And if you have a question, all of our session information is posted on the High Vibe Channeling Facebook page. So you can send it a friend request, or you can just look, it's a public page, and you'll find all of the information for every session. Or you can just call Luis.
My phone is ringing all day long nowadays.
I don't doubt that a
Holy
bit. You are busy.
macaroni,
I should let you all know if you want to add me as a friend on Facebook, please feel free to. Everyone is welcome.
She's very
Woohoo.
friendly, I tell you.
Yes, I love
You're
connecting with
talented.
she's
humans
sweet
too.
and friendly and nurturing. Oh my God.
I love connecting with humans too.
Yeah. I had somebody I talked to today that she tells me that when I asked her what about your star lineage, and she said Andromedan. I'm an Andromedan. And I say, oh, I know another person that has a good connection, and that's Jennifer, of course. Bex, that's the Andromedan. Bex.
Yeah, and maybe Bex will come in, because Bex said that she wanted to come through me. All
Yeah,
right.
I've been told that the sessions that for when I'm scheduled are going to be more crowded.
Excellent.
Sure. More beings are showing up.
So I have that feeling the whole team might jump in.
Yeah.
You're going to have to be the collective.
Again, for those that are new, we do have channelers that they can channel in one session 8, 10 different entities. Some do.
Well, they got a couple tonight.
Yeah. No, you did. So you're very strong in that department. But we have a couple more, and then and there are others that channel just a few. And there's some that they may channel more, but they stick with one. 43 years with one. It's very in depth as well. So Angie already sent you a friend request, which probably Ray got already, and is just answered.
Well, that was for Jennifer. Wanda's one. Wanda did the high vibe channeling.
I'd say. Well, remember, Angie, you also need to do the high vibe channeling, and Ray will put you on the official list. I don't know. Whatever you guys want to say. Let's see. What time is it? 9:35. We have a few minutes then. The official list. Yeah. Ray keeps, a messenger thing, and, you can ask him to be, once you make the connection through Facebook, and he'll put you on that. Angie. Can you feel that silence again?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same silence from earlier today.
Well, I don't know. This one's not near as full as the other silence was.
Well, not near, but it's pretty good.
It was interesting. They told me how many breaths that I needed to take before speaking again. And Anita, please.
I just wanted to give a shout out to you, Luis. Congratulations. I got the notice that you're part of the admin for school, and they could not have chosen a better person. Thank you, thank you, thank you for stepping up and doing that. You've been such a tremendous
I don't know what it means
for
yet,
everyone.
Anita. I don't know what it really means in real terms. I shall find out.
More work.
I'm sure that there's some work, yeah, for sure. But we'll see. I appreciate every bit of it. I receive it with the love of that you give it, and I know you, and I know your husband too now. Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing, 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 amazing.
Wanted to say I love you all before I dip out. And I look forward to seeing you all again. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you.
We love you. And good night, Angie. It's a good time to say goodbye, from heart to heart to heart to heart. Every one of us is connected in feeling states that go all the way to our dreams and our real us that really habitates outside of this. This is the dream. The other stuff that we call the dream, that's where we really reside. Anyway.
And after meeting, you can feel it still.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Luis,
So
and
good
everybody
night.
else.
Good night. Thank you.
Appreciate you all.
Goodbye, Karen, Nathan, Sparkling, Zoe. Oh my God, Christiana, Anna,
and George hiding.
Wanda, thank you for coming.
Thanks
Christine,
again.
thank you.
Nice meeting everyone.
Anita, thank you, thank you. If I miss anybody, you're included. Hey, Ray, you're included too. Bye.
Yes.
Goodbye. Oh, George, that's right. Bye, George.